Oh, that looks so delicious. I want to have some right now. The perfect chewy chocolate chip cookies by Rosanna Pansino. There's no brown butter or chili needed, and I'm craving cookies real bad right now. So we need some flour, salt, and baking soda, butter, make sure it's softened butter, vanilla extract, and then egg, white sugar, and brown sugar, and of course chocolate chips, but I don't have that today. I got dark chocolate that I'm gonna cut up, and I'm throwing some pecans in there. Just optional. Those are the ingredients. So if your butter is rock solid like this one is right now, it's not gonna work. You need softened butter. So this is how you do it quick. First step is you need to cut up this butter into small little pieces. And we're gonna take the butter and put it into an oven-safe bowl. We're gonna pop this into the oven, preheat the oven. It doesn't really matter what you preheat it to, but remember to set a timer for 1 minute only. And then once the minute is up, you turn off the oven. You're gonna place it right into the oven. Okay, timer's gone off. Go in there, cancel everything, make sure the oven is off, and just let it stay in the oven for a while until it is softened. I'm gonna use some dark chocolate chunks. This is 1 bar because that's all I had left. Just chop it into rough chunks here. They don't have to all be the same size. I'm using 70% dark chocolate here. Look at this chocolate. Pour my chocolate into a bowl. Because there's not a lot of chocolate here today, I'm gonna use some pecans to add into my cookies as well. You can use any sort of nuts or you can leave them out. Totally up to you. This is about half a cup of pecans. And I'm just gonna lightly toast them. 350-degree oven for about 5 to 7 minutes or until they're lightly toasted, and I'm gonna rough chop them after that. So while the butter's getting soft and the pecans are getting toasted, got some flour here. This is 1 1/4 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. I should mention I'm using half of the recipe that Rosanna gave. And to the flour, I'm gonna add 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. The reason why I'm using a little bit more salt than her is because she uses salted butter, so I'm just taking that into account by adding in a little bit more salt. It's also gonna need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda, not baking powder. I'm gonna whisk it, whisk, whisk, whisk. Whisk it until it's all combined. These dry ingredients need to be quite well incorporated. This looks pretty good to me. So I just took the pecans out of the oven. Oh, they smell so good, nice and toasted. Place them on the cutting board. They're quite hot right now, so be careful. You should probably let them cool before you give them a chop, but I want to get onto the butter. Okay, that's not supposed to happen. Give the pecans a nice rough chop. All right, we're gonna set the pecans aside while we work on our cookie dough. Our butter is softened now. Add our white sugar and brown sugar into the butter. We're also gonna use 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. I'm gonna cream this all together until it's pale and fluffy. Look at that, creaming together beautifully. Rosanna says it has to be creamed until it looks like a cloud. And from time to time, you need to scrape it down. Use a spoon and scrape down the bowl. Just keep beating it until it's nice and fluffy. This looks pretty fluffy to me, so I think it's ready for the egg. Crack in 1 egg. Careful not to get any shells in. And make sure it's a room temperature egg. And we're gonna cream this in. I really hope I'm not missing any steps here. So I don't know if you can see this, but it's starting to get a little bit more structure and getting a little thick because of all the air we're whipping into the eggs. That's super cool. Looks pretty good to me. What do you think? Looks pretty good. Now we fold in the flour, salt, and baking soda little by little. I'm not sure why we do it little by little, but I think it's so that it doesn't fluff up everywhere as soon as we mix it. And she wants us to mix it on low, so that's what we're gonna do. on low speed. I'm gonna mix a little bit more in. We're just mixing it on low, incorporating the flour. I'm worried about the flour getting all over the counter. So there is a lot of flour on the edge. Use a spatula and just kind of try to get that flour off the edge and incorporate it into the dough. I'm also gonna add the last third of the flour. I don't know, if it were me, I probably would have just used a spatula to fold it in, but Rosanna says to use the beater and to mix it on low. Okay, it's getting a little caught there. I'm gonna switch to a spatula. We're just gonna scrape, make sure the flour gets all incorporated. All the flour is almost gone. I think we can fold in the pecans and chocolate chips. We're gonna throw in our chocolate chunks and our toasted pecans. Fold them all in. It's smelling really good right now. So we gotta fold it and fold it and fold it until it's all well mixed in. Oh, that looks so delicious. I wanna have some right now, but it's not ready yet. Okay, so we gotta preheat our oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And I got the largest baking sheet I had, and I'm gonna line it with some parchment paper. I love this brand of parchment paper. It has lines that you can cut. And you're gonna wanna get your medium cookie scoop. Now I know Rosanna makes larger cookies, but I like the medium size. And this is brand new, so I'm really excited. We are just gonna scoop our cookies onto our baking tray. Look at that, that is beautiful. If you don't have, oh, that's not supposed to happen. If you don't have a cookie scoop, you can always use a tablespoon. Okay, the one thing to note about this cookie dough is that it's quite soft and it still looks like a cloud. So I'm not sure about the no chilling thing.
Okay, so the cookies are ready to go into the oven, 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 9 minutes. I'm probably gonna put them in for 8 minutes because these cookies are a little bit smaller than Rosanna's. And I think I crowded the baking sheet a little bit too much. So hope that's not gonna be a problem.
Look at that, chocolate chip cookies, fresh out of the oven. Pale yellow on top, but apparently they're gonna get a little bit darker in color. Some of the cookies did kind of grow into the other, but that's okay. I'm sure they're gonna taste still delicious. And look at these cookies. These are cooled, at least somewhat. I think they're still a little warm. And I'm gonna dig in while they're still warm.
Got my plate of cookies here. Chewy chocolate chip cookies. These smell delicious.
Can you see that? There we go, close up. Look at that. And I'm gonna open it for you. Soft and chewy. Oh my goodness.
The dark chocolate is slightly melty. Let's give it a taste. Oh man. There's really nothing better than a warm chocolate chip cookie fresh out of the oven. I mean, this is a hit. Absolutely. The dark chocolate is perfect. If you use milk chocolate, it's gonna be too sweet. So the dark chocolate was definitely a good call. The pecans just add a nice little nutty flavor on the side as well. It's good. The dark chocolate is just melty on my tongue. Oh, it's the best. They're soft, they're chewy. Rosanna, you hit it out of the park. This is really good. Just licking my fingers. So this cookie is definitely a success in my book. I highly recommend you try it out for yourself. If you enjoyed this, please consider giving me a thumbs up and hitting that like button. Let me know in the comments if you have anything you want me to try, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.